ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit, and I'm here to tell you a few things about what's going to be happening over the next few days, as well as some future plans. Kind of like a bit of an FAQ and Q&A segment, except, well, you never asked for one, so I'm going to force it down your throat anyway. What can I say? I'm a bastard. To answer a common question, what do I actually look like? Well, you can Google that, it's fairly easy to find out. I'm also on webcam every Friday for Blue Please. I don't have a proper camera at all. I have a crappy PlayStation Eye and a really awful Logitech Quick Cam. I mean, one of the really bad ones. So there really is no way I'm getting on cam in any kind of scenario in the near future. That's why this video doesn't have my face. It's probably for the best, trust me. But yeah, I'm easy enough to find if you know where to look. Whatever the case, let's go and have a look and see what I have in store for you. Right, first things first. The i40. Right, I'm going to be away from Thursday, this Thursday, which would be, let's have a look, yes, the 26th of August, and I'm going to be away until the 31st. I'll be coming back on the evening of the Tuesday. I'm going to be down in Newbury, which is going to be for the i40 event, which is the big British LAN and competitive gaming hub. I mean, it's really the only one, honestly. It's a big deal. There's a big StarCraft 2 tournament going on there, and they've asked me to cast it. So I'm going to be down there. Now, this does not mean there's not going to be any content for you guys. I have a few things in mind. But first, let me tell you about what's going to be happening at the i40 and how you can actually watch it. Yes, it's all going to be streamed. So, all of the events and all of the casting I do from i40 is going to be streamed on my Ustream channel, and I've put a link below in the description. You can go check it out there. It's tinyurl.com/shoutcraft2. So, click that, and that takes you to my Ustream channel. So, everything I stream is going to be there. That's going to be streamed in 720p, or at least that's the plan. We've got the machine and the connection for it down there, so you should get nice quality. Now, that's going to be the tournament as well as some opens. So the Friday, what's going to be happening then is they don't have a tournament then. The tournament actually kicks off in the morning on the Saturday. So I'm going to be doing some open casting, which is going to be warm-ups for the guys at the i40. Plus, any of you guys that actually want to get a game cast, you can do that. You can add me on the European side of StarCraft 2. The name's Totalbiscuit, as you might expect, and my ID is 375. So you can add me there, just put in your little message saying, hey, you know, I want to be cast, blah, 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 and I'll try and cast as many of you as possible. So that's the plan on that one, and I may also be joined by a guy you may know. He was casting with Day 9 at the Intel Extreme Masters. He goes by the name of Apollo. He's part of Team Dignitas, and he is going to come along. We're going to see whether or not we actually mesh for co-casting. There's nothing worse than when you get two casters that don't actually know each other, never cast before, and they end up going on and it just doesn't work out. So we're going to try it on Friday, see if it works, and if it does, then he's going to be co-casting some of the games with me. That'll be good, because I don't know anything about StarCraft 2, I just get really excited, and he's actually a high-level player, so we could get a good back and forth there, I think. Now, the actual events themselves, I've put a little schedule below in the description. That's going to tell you when the stream's going to be on. You can also check out teamliquid.net. That's got a calendar. I've given them the schedule, and they're all sort of set up there, and once the thing goes on the air, you're going to be able to see it on the front page of Team Liquid. So it's very easy to tune in, and that's teamliquid.net. But what about World of Warcraft, you might ask? Well, loads of you have been asking for ages, can you do a live stream? Well, there's two reasons why I couldn't up until now. One, my internet sucks. Can't live stream anything other than audio. Secondly, live streaming WoW isn't all that interesting. It's not. I mean, you get videos, let's say like that Worgen video I just put up. That's a 20-minute video. It was over an hour's worth of footage, because you know what? A lot of this stuff's really boring. And it's actually quite hard to keep people entertained when they're watching something that's blatantly not interesting, which is why I edit, which is why I speed things up and take my time to try and make things entertaining for you guys. Whatever the case, however, there's a lot of people at the i40 that are interested in Cataclysm, and there's a lot of you guys that are. So what I'm going to be doing as well in the off time, and there is quite a bit of that where there isn't any tournaments going on, I am going to cast some Cataclysm. So that's going to be streamed. I'll do some dungeon runs, and maybe, just maybe, I might have a level 83 character so I can show you Deep Home and Stonecore. Maybe. No promises. I'll see what I can do. So I'll be showing you some new content, and don't worry if you're going to miss all these streams. I'm going to redo the content in proper videos anyway. Anyway, in terms of the StarCraft 2 stuff, all of that stuff's going to end up on my YouTube channel about a week or so afterwards. Otherwise, it's going to be up on File Play first, because, hey, it's their event, so they get to put it up on their site first, and then after a week, it's going to be on YouTube. So there'll be loads of StarCraft 2 content, but that's not going to compromise the amount of WoW content that's coming out, and as I do StarCraft 2 content in future, I'm going to make sure that I can do that and do as much WoW content and not really have a problem with it. So let me talk a little bit about my ideas for WoW content going into the future. Now, a lot of you have been saying, well, you know, what are you going to be doing after beta? And a lot of people have also said, I really want you to do some WoW stuff. So I've been having a few ideas. Now, you can do this kind of daily diary stuff, and I don't know if I can make it entertaining, but I'll probably give it a bash. So when it actually hits live, I will probably be doing some kind of short daily video, which is a roundup of what I've been doing the day in WoW, try and make it a little bit entertaining, as well as touch on any current issues with the actual thing itself. It's going to have some tips in it as well. Bear in mind, when the Cataclysm launches, it's going to be very new, there's going to be a lot of confusion, and no doubt there'll be plenty of bugs as well. So I'll be posting, hopefully, some daily videos with workarounds, tips, a few walkthroughs of quests, things like that. So hopefully you'll find that entertaining. Now, as regards to a long-term series, because you know this, you should have known this anyway, you've been watching me for long enough, I'm a raider, so what I'm going to be doing at 85 is mostly raiding and maybe a little bit of rated Battleground. So what I'm going to do is I had this idea for a series, and I want to run it past you guys. Now, raid guides are pretty popular, let's be honest. Now, you've seen them on TankSpot, who no doubt do the best, and you've also got Boss Killers and places like that do some really good stuff. Now, I can't really compete with TankSpot because they do some amazing raid guides. They're really technical, they really get in deep. So I wanted to do a different kind of raid guide. So I came up with this concept that I like to call Rage Leader. So it's going to be not so much a comedy, but an in-character raid guide in the style of a really angry raid leader. Kind of like the Onyxia guy, but less annoying. You've all met that guy, the guy who gets really fired up over raids and gets really angry when you wipe. It's like, oh god, why did you do that? That kind of thing. But I think I can put on that character fairly well, since anyone that's been in any of my guilds knows that that's me from time to time. I'm completely guilty of it. So, there was an idea for that. Like I say, do the whole Rage Leader thing, do individual boss guides as we're able to beat the bosses, and hopefully our guild doesn't suck. We'll see how that goes. So there's that, and also, what I want to do, and this is going to be both pre- and post-Cataclysm launch, are some spec spotlights. Now, that's not going to be the real title, that's just a working name. But what it's going to be is, I'm going to do something along the lines of the Fire Mage PvP talent overlook that I did, and I'm going to get someone who actually knows what they're talking about to do the different specs. So I'm going to bring in guests. You know how I've been doing it with Blue Please over the past few weeks? I had Big Red Kitty on, I had Lasana on, I'm getting a lot of other experts on. I want to see if I can get them, or people like them, to come and do some video work for me. And we'll try and put out 30 videos, both pre- and post-Cataclysm launch, with advice as to how to spec your character, what all the new talents do, and just a little bit of theory craft. Try and make it easier for you to understand, and hopefully make you a better player overall. We'll see how that one works out. As I say, I think that'll be pretty popular, and that's something I've got planned for both beta and launch. Now, what about stuff beyond WoW and StarCraft 2? Well, I've got a few ideas for that. Some people have been asking, well, are you going to do other MMOs, like, say, the Old Republic? Yeah, probably, honestly. I already subscribe to 3 MMOs. I play a little bit of DDO. I've been really slacking lately on that. I do need to get back into it. It's a great game. I play a little bit of EVE as well, although, again, only really casually there. I log in for a little bit of PvP, and that's about it. And obviously, I'm subscribed to WoW as well, but I've played a lot of different MMOs in the past for varying lengths of time, and the Old Republic looks great. Vindictus looks great. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, as well as PlanetSide Next, which is probably the thing I'm most excited about, because I came from PlanetSide. That was like my first MMO experience. I played that for years. There will be videos for that kind of thing. If I can get into the betas of them, and if I can get permission to broadcast, then I'll do stuff for the Old Republic and all of the other new stuff that's coming out. As regards to reviews, I don't really do a lot of reviews. I'm not the best reviewer. I'm actually not a very good reviewer at all. I'll happily admit that. There's people who are way better at that than I am. So any kind of other game content is most likely going to be either introductory content or some kind of parody content. I had a few ideas about a series about really bad games I own on Steam, of which I own far too many. And so I'm going through those, just sort of kind of riffing on them, seeing how that goes. Some first look kind of content, some introductory content, maybe some tutorial stuff, that kind of thing. That League of Legends video I was talking about is still going to happen. I do have the footage for it, I just haven't had the time to put anything together. It will happen, so those of you interested in League of Legends, I will get that out at some point in the not too distant future. And last but by no means least, we've got the Shining Force 3 LP, which will be restarting when I get the time. I mean, that was like 8 or 9 hours per video. There was a lot of work went into that, but I'm a lot better at video editing now, so hopefully it'll not take quite as long. Those of you who haven't watched that before, there is a playlist of it. It goes all the way up to Battle 27. It's an old strategy RPG from the Sega Saturn era, one of the classics as far as I'm concerned. Very hard to get a hold of now, and it's really where I got my start doing the whole commentated video stuff. So I owe that series a crap ton, and I think it's only fair that I do finish it for everybody, and there's actually 3 discs worth of it. It's a very long game, but yeah, so that's a basic overview of what's going to be happening in the next few weeks. If you guys have any suggestions of things you'd like, then this would be the one video where I'm okay with taking those requests, and I will bear them in mind. If you guys just have any questions about the things that I've just said, leave them in a comment. I'll try and respond to as many as I can. Obviously, if there's too many and I don't get to you, my apologies. It's not because I'm singling you out. If I'm going to single you out, then I'll do so in a comment, and you know about that. My name's been Totalbiscuit. Thank you for watching and continuing to subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time.